Welcome to the Drew Commesso. The Blackhawks win 3-0. Drew Commesso gets his first NHL win. It's a shutout. What a game. Unbelievable. So much to go over. Welcome back to the Blackhawks conversation. My name is Ryan McGregor. What a game. Just an unbelievable game. If you're new here, I post full length post games after every single Blackhawks game here on YouTube. Also, it's available on Apple Podcasts, so be sure to go over there, leave 5 stars. It would mean a lot, and it would help the show reach more Hawks fans. Um, Man, what a game! This was great. So going into this one, obviously the team still has the illness. Xavier's still out. Both goaltenders, Knight and Soderblom. So we have so many goaltenders now. The names are jumbling my head. Knight and Soderblom were both still out today. Doc was scratched. I don't know if that's due to just a roster decision or if that was because he's also got something. But yeah, so that's still ongoing, obviously, with the team. A day of rest now, so hopefully players can get back to health. But the lines going into this one were once again jumbled. They went back to the Green Bedard Burakovsky line. Bedard obviously wasn't taking faceoffs this game, but he was still playing at center. Bertuzzi, Dickinson, Mikheyev, Teravainen, Moore, Lardis, electric line. Donato, Foligno, Slaggert. D pairing stayed the same. Commesso playing again. So Commesso played both nights of a back-to-back after being called up and only having ever started one full NHL game prior. So what a story, man. Unbelievable. So I won't go in chronological order like I normally do. I'll just quickly cover the 3 goals. So the first goal, it's the Hawks on the power play. Lev Shinov keeps the play alive. Um, I believe it was Lev Shinov. Now I have to go back and check my notes here. Yeah, so Lev Shinov keeps the play alive, puts the puck into the far corner. Connor Bedard picks it up. He beats his man. Obviously, it's a loose puck, so the penalty killer is on him. He beats his man, drives it hard to the net, sells shot, passes it to Bertuzzi, who taps it in, and it's just back to that typical Bedard Bertuzzi, especially on the power play goal that we're used to seeing. Bedard does something fantastic. Bertuzzi is there on one knee, choking up on the stick to tap it home. It's 1-0. Man, it felt good to see that again. Um, and then you have the second goal. Oh my God, this second goal was unbelievable. You have Korchinski keeping the puck alive, rimming it around. Connor Bedard, an insane no-look pass out of the corner to a streaking down the middle Nick Lardis, who picks it up and just rips it top corner past Soros. A beautiful shot, snapshot into the top corner. Man, I think Lardis could be a top 6 scorer at this pace. That's his 4th goal of the season. He's got 5 points now. Uh, the kid is just unbelievable, and the combination of him and Moore is just crazy. This was nice to see him teaming up with Connor Bedard. That's something we've all been wanting to see, obviously, as Blackhawks fans. And then the empty netter, it's a 2-on-1. Bertuzzi unselfishly to Green, and Green corrals it in on the backhand. So it's a 3-0 Hawks win. I quickly wanted to go over those goals because there's other things to get into here. Shots were 37-21 Nashville. PK went 3 for 3, and the power play went 1 for 3. So, first of all, the PK stays phenomenal. Um, no notes on the penalty kill. It's been amazing all year. It's third in the NHL. It might be higher now. It was third when they were 1 for 1 tonight. So with two additional successful kills, it might even be higher. I haven't checked. The penalty kill is eighth in the league. It goes 1 for 3, 33%. Absolutely no complaints there. Um, on the second power play, though, I did notice they had trouble breaking into the zone, and that's it. That's my only complaint. So Drew Commesso, a 37 save shutout. And here's the thing. I put this on Twitter earlier. I said it in my live on TikTok. I do go live over on TikTok before every game for about 15 minutes, and then also in the first and second intermission. That's a lot of fun. So follow me over on TikTok at Blackhawks Conversation to join those lives. A quick pregame, sorry, and then a quick update after the first and second period. So that's a lot of fun. It's a chance to catch me live. So in game 1 for Drew Commesso, um, he gets called up midday, has no idea he's coming to the show, has to get to Chicago. no game day routine, gets told he's starting. On home ice at the United Center, you could see him taking it all in during the anthem. It was really cool to see. So the guy's all over the place. I can't imagine what's going through his head, and he gets shelled. So you don't blame him there. And this was the real Drew Commesso. He gets a chance to start. He's on the road. He gets his full game day routine in. He knows he's starting. He can mentally prepare. It is on the second half of back-to-back that he's playing both halves of. He does have that going against him, but man, you'd never know it. 37 saves, and these weren't easy saves. These weren't perimeter shots. These weren't shots from the point with no traffic. You know, he made some amazing saves. He made a great save about less than 30 seconds into the game. Korchinski and Grizzlick trip over each other in the corner, and there's a Nashville player. Was it Ryan O'Reilly, I believe, alone in front? And Commesso makes an unbelievable save. So he set the tone for the game, and he just played unbelievable. And he joins Corey Crawford as Blackhawks goalies to get their first win as a shutout. There were a couple other on that list, but the only one I can remember right now, at least that was significant to me, was Corey Crawford. So that's really cool. And it just makes the conversation interesting. When Knight and Soderblom return, Soderblom's not playing well. He hasn't been playing well for a while. Fans are fed up. Commesso comes out here as a 37 save shutout on the road on the second half of a back to back with a team in front of him that isn't even fully healthy. Although the team in front of him, man, what a just battle. Just what a win this was. It was just a battle from end to end, start to finish, just a battle. I noticed the Hawks were doing a really good job of attacking off the rush, which is something they don't do a whole lot of. They were doing it tonight. You saw Bertuzzi doing it. You saw Bedard doing it. You saw the defense activating. Lev Shinov trying to do it. There was one point where Korchinski skated the puck in on his own and put a shot on net. Um, after he crossed the line. So everyone I just felt had more of a shoot first offensive mentality tonight, which was really good. And you combine that with the special teams, that's a good recipe there. And speaking of Korchinski, I thought he had a really good bounce back. Um, Obviously, he struggled a lot in his first game, last night. He struggled a lot. His first game of the year, his return to the NHL. It wasn't a good look, and I went over it, in the last post game. We talked about it at length. I kept saying like if he's gonna succeed in this league, he needs offense. He needs to be offense first. Um, and he wasn't that in the first game. I was calling for him to get power play time, and we still haven't seen that power play time. But credit to him, he made it work with what he had, the ice time he had tonight. He had one assist and two shots on goal, and I think a couple hits in there too. So he was solid tonight. Despite having no power play time, he was still noticeable offensively. I feel like I was noticing him a lot more, not only when the Hawks had the puck in the offensive zone, but on breakouts. He was joining the rush, trying to get involved offensively, and he was also a lot tighter defensively. And that can be said about the whole team. Darren Pang was saying it a lot on the broadcast. The Hawks were protecting the house a lot better. For Drew Commesso, whether or not that was the reason and who they were doing it for or why they were doing it, they were protecting the front of the net a lot better. They were not just, you know, boxing out, stick checking, that stuff, but post whistle. And you noticed it a few times. The team wasn't taking shit. There was one point, I believe, in the second period where Michael Bunting, there's a shot on net from a Nashville player. Can't remember who off the top of my head. Commesso saves it, smothers it. Bunting gives him a little shove. Kaiser takes exception, jumps him right away. They go down to the ice. Bunting gets up and Kaiser's like, "No, I'm not done with you," and grabs him again, brings him down. So Kaiser was not having any of that. Donato got involved with somebody, and then Kaiser loses his helmet as this is all kind of settling down. A Nashville player, again, I didn't take note of who, but one of the Nashville players kind of chops at Lev Shinov's helmet on the ice, or not Lev Shinov, Kaiser's helmet on the ice. Donato takes exception to that, grabs the back of his jersey, gives him a little shot to the head. Chaos ensues again. So I really like that. Obviously, the downside is Donato got the extra penalty. Kaiser and Bunting got offsets, I think for roughing. And then Donato gets the extra. So it did put the Hawks shorthanded, but I just love um, I don't know. I just love the defending your goalie, and then that leads to, sticking up for your teammate, and I loved everything about it. Um, so that was great to see. So yeah, the Hawks tightened up defensively. They were a lot better, and Connor Bedard had a really good game. I said it in the last post game. His first game back, I thought he was fine. He was shooting the puck, but I didn't think he was as noticeable as he usually is. He wasn't as creative. He wasn't driving play as much as he was before. Again, he still had a good game, but it just wasn't quite to that level we've seen this season. And tonight, he was back to it. He was back to it tonight. He was really good, really noticeable, driving plays, creating chances. Everything he normally does, he was doing. And he had a really good game, and he's back to form. It doesn't look like he missed, almost a month, three and a half, 3 weeks, whatever it was. He was great, and he had 2 assists tonight, and they were both beautiful. I mean, I already covered it, but the Bertuzzi one, to get the puck in the corner, drive the net, cell shot, a deceiving pass, tape to tape, and the second one, again, get the puck in the corner and a no look dart bullet tape to tape pass to Nick Lardis streaking down the middle. Um, he was really, really good tonight. Like I said, he had 2 assists. Bertuzzi had a goal and assist. He was really good tonight. He was shooting the puck a lot too. I already mentioned it. Off the rush, he was shooting the puck, which was really good. Um, Nick Lardis obviously had a goal. He had a great game. Kevin Korchinski, we already went over a goal or an assist and 2 shots on goal. And Ryan Green with a goal. Ryan Green also had a really good night, a quietly good night. He was really good defensively. And Artem Levshinov is another guy I want to touch on here. Artem Levshinov had a really good game. He played 23-32. He led the team in time on ice. He had 4 hits and an assist. I thought he was really good. This was one of Artem Levshinov's better games of the year. It's up there. He either has, it's almost like you can put Levshinov in one of 2 tiers every night. He's got tier A, which is really good hockey, very noticeable, skating the puck, making plays, doing at least a couple things per game that are mind-boggling. And then he has games that are the opposite in the other tier where he's just not noticeable. He's a liability defensively. Maybe I shouldn't say liability, but he makes errors and you notice them more so than when he plays good. So he kind of has games that are like that. And I thought this was definitely one of the tier A games where he was really good, but he was really good in a different way. Like normally when he's really good and he has a good night, it's because he's extremely noticeable offensively and he's making really good plays. He's skating the puck. He's a very deceptive skater and he's really good at maneuvering through players and protecting the puck. And this game, there wasn't as much of that. I think he had a really good two-way game, which is really good to see because again, like I said, normally that's not what makes his game great. But the fact that he was able to kind of clean it up defensively tonight and contribute offensively was really good, and I really like to see that. And I'm hoping what can happen going forward is he can keep raise the floor of his defensive game, keep it like it was tonight, while also elevating that offensive side of the game too. And if he can do that, he's going to be a lot of trouble for a lot of teams going forward. And the fact that he's only 20 years old, I mean, he gets ripped on a lot. Obviously, there's the whole Demidov thing. Hawks should have taken Demidov. They were one of 3 teams to pass on Demidov, by the way. Um, but I think, he gets a lot of flack, but I'm happy with the choice. I like the build from the back out. You have Spencer Knight, you have Drew Commesso, you have Adam Guyon in net. And then you have, our stacked blue line that we have in the NHL and in Rockford, uh, minus Nolan Allen now, unfortunately. But so I like the building from the back end out. I like that we pick Lev Shinov. I've been happy with him, and I think he's played really good hockey this year. Obviously, he's nowhere near the Calder conversation, but that's fine. It's a really good rookie class this year. And by the way, I don't care what any other rookies are doing. It's Matthew Schaefer is going to win the Calder, and he 100% deserves it. Um, no matter how many great things other rookies are doing, it's Matthew Schaefer's Calder. He's going to win it, and he deserves to. Anyway, this isn't an Islanders show. This is a Hawks show. Um, yeah, Levshinov, great game. I really enjoyed it. This is probably one of the games I've been most impressed by him. And again, just because it was silently a really good two-way game for him. Uh, we do have a question from Twitter. Every game, after the game, I take to Twitter and I ask if there's any post-game questions. So go follow me over on Twitter. It's not at Blackhawks Conversation. It's at Ryan McGregor, CHI. It's down in one of these corners. I don't know which one. Um, follow me over there. And we have one question today from Calvin, and I want to give a quick shout out to Calvin. He's super active in these videos. He's always commenting, he's always liking, he's always responding to tweets on Twitter, always interacting with me over there. We talk fairly often, and he's a really nice guy, and super glad to have him watching these videos. So he asks, what do you think of Bedard so far since his return? Um, I mean, I kind of already touched on this. I thought he was average in his first game back, and I thought he took the next step in this game, and he was back to exactly what we're used to. He was phenomenal tonight. Um, Factoring in on two of the or on both of the goals that weren't empty netters. I'll call them real goals. Not to take away from Green's goal, but you know what I mean. So factoring in being the difference maker and the driver on both those goals, yeah, he's back. That's all I gotta say. Connor Bedard is back. And we have another question from B Sakura, another guy who's pretty active over on Twitter, so I really appreciate it. He says, "Does Commesso earn the start against Edmonton or go to one of the healthy goalies?" Um, that's hard to answer. Like, I would assume at least one of Soderblom or Knight is back. And I think if one of them's back, let's just say one of them's back. I think whoever it is, whether it's Knight or Soderblom, I think they're going to start. I don't think they're going to start Commesso three in a row. Um, so I think, say Soderblom's back. I think Soderblom will get the game. Commesso will back up. If Knight's back, I think obviously Spencer Knight will get the game. No matter what, if Spencer Knight is back, Spencer Knight's getting the game. Um, if none of them are back, I can't see them giving it to Berezhnoy. Nothing against Stanislav Berezhnoy, but the guy he played 1K. This is his pro hockey resume. He's played one KHL game and I believe nine AHL games. That's it. He's played 10 pro games in his entire life. I see, if they're gonna throw him in the net, I think it's just gonna be a last resort, last case scenario um type of situation. So to answer your question, I think at the very least, if only one of the goalies is back, I think Commesso is gonna back up. Again, whether it's Soderblom or Knight, I think if one of them's back, they're getting the start. Um, but with that being said, like I kind of touched on it earlier, if this is who Commesso is, what does that mean for Soderblom? I mean, his seat was already hot before Commesso came up. And again, I don't want to overreact. It's one game, but before we got Spencer Knight, we were talking about Comesso's our goalie of the future. Comesso's the guy. I mean, that was what the conversation was before uh, Kyle Davidson traded for Spencer Knight. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. Again, again like the Hawks are winning games. They've taken a massive leap forward this year, but we got to remember like we're not necessarily in win now mode. If you can win now and you can make the playoffs, you take it. That's great. That's a bonus. But this isn't our window. Our winning window hasn't started yet. So like, you still got to think future to some degree. And so if the Hawks end up deciding, hey, we want to roll with Commesso as our backup and we want to move on from Arvid Soderblom, that is fine with me. Again, you got to think future. You got to think how this team is going to look. Let's shape this team for when they're going to be winning in a few years. And if to Kyle Davidson that means make Commesso your backup now, I'm okay with it. So yeah, that's um that's all the questions we got for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this amazing game in the comments down below. Leave a like. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts. Be sure to give it 5 stars. It really, really helps the show reach more Hawks fans. And we're building a really cool small community of Hawks fans here. Follow me over on TikTok. I am live before every single Blackhawks game and also during the first and second intermissions. So if you want to chat with me live, that's the place to do it. And like I said, yeah, leave a comment. I want to hear what you guys thought about this game. That's all from me. I'll see you in the next post game.